Right, now we're going to combine some of our transformations. The important thing to remember is that with matrix multiplication, order is important, and we're going to work from the last transformation that occurs back through to the first one. So when we're working out which order we're doing things in, we're going to identify all of our different transformations, and then we multiply the last one by the second last one by the original to get our original. Okay, to get our image. So let's have a look. It says determine the image of the point P2, P23, under a reflection in the y-axis. Okay, so our first transformation was a reflection in the y-axis, followed by a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Okay, so the 90 degrees is our angle. Anti-clockwise is a positive rotation about the origin. And then this is followed by a translation of 2 units left and 3 units up. Okay, so let's just start and say, well, a reflection in the y-axis is going to be our m about x equals 0, and that's going to be our transformation 1. And when we reflect in our y-axis, 1, 0 becomes negative 1, 0, and 0, 1 remains as it was. All right. Then it says followed by a rotation of 90 degrees anti-clockwise. Well, we know a rotation 90 degrees clockwise, which is going to be our second one. We've got the formula on our matrix on our formula sheet. So cos of theta, sine of theta, negative sine of theta, and cos of theta, and that's going to be cos of positive 90 degrees, negative sine of positive 90 degrees, sine of 90 degrees, and cos of 90 degrees, and cos of 90 is 0, sine of 90 is 1, negative 1, 0. Okay, so we've set up our 2 transformation matrices. We also need to let P, our x and y, be 2 and 3. Now we also need to talk about this translation of 2 units. Translation is not a linear transformation. So remember, we added or we subtracted when we were working with them earlier. So once we have done all of our linear transformations, we will add or subtract our translation. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got that P primed is going to be, now we're going to go from the last one to the first one. So T2, T1, P, and then we're going to add our translation matrix of 2, 3. Hang on. Oh, okay, 2, 3, 2, 3, we've got the same thing. All right. So we're getting this 2, 3 by a translation of 2 units left and 3 units up. It should be negative 2, 3. Okay. Let's have a look. That means that T2, which is 0, 1, negative 1, 0, times T1, which is negative 1, 0, 0, 1, multiplied by 2, 3, and then negative 2, 3. Okay. And my P primed is just my X primed, Y primed. All right. And So we can multiply these. And we get, remember, order is important. So we're first going to do our first two. So we've got 0, -1, -1, 0. Multiplied by 2, 3, plus -2, 3, and that's then going to multiply those in, and so we're going to get -3, -2, plus -2, 3, and that gives me -5, +1.